What's up guys, Asal here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Air Superiority Mode in the China Rising DLC. Now I would have brought this to you earlier, but I don't have premium as of yet, so I had to wait 2 weeks to get into this just like everybody else. Now basically, what Air Superiority is, it's a new game mode that is available in the China Rising DLC, and essentially what it is it is just dogfights to the max. All jets or all helicopters, nothing else. So it's a very purest air experience, and if that's something you're looking for, that might be a reason for you to go ahead and jump in on the China Rising DLC. So what exactly does the Air Superiority game mode really entail? Well, essentially you are playing a large game of conquest where everybody has to be in an air vehicle. Now, there are still objectives to capture just like any old conquest match, and if you own the majority of them, then the enemy team will go on the ticket bleed. So nothing new there. Basically, the only difference is you have to be in an air vehicle. You can't leave the air vehicle. If you do, it says ejection seat failed or something along those lines, and that does eliminate the case where your pilot, the enemy pilot, will just eject and you won't get the kill. So that is nice, but overall it's basically just conquest in the air. Now, one of the things that I really like about Air Superiority is it offers pilots, especially new ones, a way to come and just refine their flying skills, because a lot of the time in a public server, say Conquest Large, and you want to learn to fly a jet and you're thinking, okay, there's a jet, I will give it a shot, and say you just get lit up instantly as soon as you get into the air. Now that's fine. That other pilot was obviously better than you. That's the way it should work, but it sucks when you have to wait a whole minute or even longer to get into another jet, or someone steals the jet and all you really want to do is give it a try. Air Superiority just offers a game mode that is much more accessible and much easier to find a jet and find people who are much more near your skill to practice against. That's not to say that there aren't super good pilots in this mode, there definitely are, but a lot of other people are in the same boat trying to learn how to become a better pilot. So overall, it's just a nice learning ground for new pilots. Now, another thing that I really like about Air Superiority is it offers a place where you can just come and get those unlocks for your jet or attack helicopter, because a lot of the time some of the further unlocks can be a little hard to get if you're just playing kind of casually and just kind of whenever you feel like it. So Air Superiority is a really great place to just come and grind out all those unlocks, and it's definitely a very accessible place to do so. Now, I will say, when it comes to getting into the jet, I am abysmal. That is one thing that Air Superiority has taught me. I can fly around okay, I can prevent myself from hitting the ground or other various objects, but other than that, that's about all you'll get out of me. I think I got like 2 kills when I was in the jet, and I'm pretty sure you've seen both of them already, and if you noticed, I died immediately after. I'm just not that great at aiming when it comes to being in a jet, and I will say that flying jets is certainly not something that is easy, and it definitely requires a lot of practice. So as I said, Air Superiority is a nice place to just come and get your hands dirty, and I was noticing that I was starting to improve just from the few limited games that I did play. Now, the helicopters are a bit of a different story. I really enjoy flying the helicopter. The attack helicopter, not as much as the Little Bird. I love the Little Bird to no end. It is my favorite vehicle in Battlefield 4 by far. I didn't actually see any Scout helicopter or Little Bird gameplay in the Air Superiority game type. It was mostly just the attack jets and the attack helicopters. So it's too bad there isn't any Little Bird gameplay in there, as that is my favorite. But for the most part, Little Birds are pretty easy to get into in a game, because a lot of the time there aren't any jets to take you out on some of the smaller maps. For example, Flood Zone, I think, is a really good example of a nice Little Bird map where you can get some practice in. Now, as far as the map dynamics go, I found that they were actually pretty cool. Dragon Pass and Gillen Peaks had some awesome cover. You can see just these little mountains here just make for perfect cover, and making the air gameplay a lot more dynamic, so it's not just wide open and everybody just going crazy. There actually is a lot of strategy to the cover, and especially on Dragon Pass with the just mountains in the attack jet, or the stealth jet rather, for that point, just weaving in between the mountains is super awesome, and it's a lot of fun, and it makes the air combat a lot more dynamic, and overall just gives a much more fun experience. Now the question is the China Rising DLC worth it? I'm sure a lot of people are asking that question, and I'm just going to talk about the Air Superiority aspect of that. Now, the Air Superiority game mode is something that I'm sure it really depends a lot on the player whether or not this will make or break the DLC for them. For a lot of people, I don't think it will really make or break the DLC. It'll just be kind of another feature and another game mode for people to play. But maybe for the super hardcore pilots, the people that just love air combat and just really love the thrill of just flying through the air in an attack jet, stealth jet, or helicopter, then I might say go ahead and get the China Rising DLC, because if you are an air enthusiast, I would say that the Air Superiority game mode is exactly what you're looking for. Me personally, I enjoy flying, but after playing Air Superiority for like 30 minutes or to an hour or something, I was kind of ready to get back into some infantry combat, just because that's sort of what I prefer. I do enjoy being in a scout helicopter, but after a while, it really is nice to just get my feet back on the ground. So that's just been a quick look at the Air Superiority game mode. I hope you've learned something. I hope this has been informative. And I do thank you for sticking around this long. And if you have found this video helpful, please feel free to like it. And of course, if you want to hear more Battlefield news and content and guides and pretty much anything Battlefield, you can subscribe to my channel. That's all I do, and that is the place to be. So guys, I do thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.